They had been inseparable since childhood, sharing secrets, laughter, and dreams, but behind one smile, lived a heart burning with envy. What happens when the person who knows you best becomes the one who wants you gone? This is the tragic story of Amara and Anita. Amara and Anita grew up in the same neighborhood in Kampala. One came from a struggling home, the other from a slightly better one. They met at school, at just 12 years, and despite their differences, their friendship flourished. Both were stunningly beautiful, with perfect figures that turned heads. They walked the same paths, wore the same uniforms, and shared almost everything. By senior 4, everyone called them sisters, not friends. They graduated together, so happily having big dreams. After graduation, life began to reveal its unequal hand. Luck chose Amara. Amara got a job quickly, at a reputable marketing company in town. Anita stayed home sending CVs, getting rejection emails. She envied Amara, who was already working. Amara was admired for her sincerity and elegance. Soon, gifts started arriving for Amara. Flowers from admirers. Small boxes with jewelry. Handbags from men trying to impress her. Anita smiled and clapped for her friend, but inside her heart screamed, "I am just as beautiful, why is it always her?" Yet unaware, Amara trusted her and confided in her. Anita, despite her charm and beauty, struggled to get noticed in the professional world. Her attempts at employment were inconsistent, and she often found herself overlooked. Amara, always generous, helped Anita network, and even recommended her for opportunities. But instead of gratitude, Anita's heart darkened with jealousy. Every gift, every compliment, every career breakthrough Amara received made her feel smaller, inferior. Anita had always craved admiration and attention, but Amara seemed to receive it effortlessly. The turning point came when Amara confided in Anita that her boyfriend, Josh, had proposed. "He proposed today." Amara squealed, shaking her hand. Beaming with joy, Anita forced a smile. "That's wonderful," she said, but her stomach twisted. She pretended to be happy for her celebrating with her, but hiding a resentment in her heart. Josh was kind, respectful, financially stable. Everything Anita wanted. And now, he belonged to Amara. She couldn't take it anymore. Anita secretly longed for him herself. She felt a surge of anger. When she went back home, later that evening, she fumed in silence, angry. "I'm beautiful too, why is it always her, and never me?" She angrily paced her room, unable to handle the resentment she felt. Consumed by envy, Anita confided in her mother. "She has everything," Anita cried. "The job, the man, the future. And me? I have nothing. As long as she's there, I am never noticed," she said angrily, full of resentment. Her mother listened carefully. Then said, "She doesn't deserve all that luck," she muttered. "She took what should have been yours." Her mother said, "Why her? Why always her? I am beautiful too. I deserve this life," Anita said bitterly. Her mother, who was bitter and old-fashioned, did not comfort her with prayers or patience. She gave her something else, words wrapped in darkness. "If she disappears," her mother whispered, "your road clears," she wickedly told her daughter. They planned quietly, carefully, wickedly. Anita's mother obtained a dangerous substance that could be hidden in food and gave it to her daughter. "Put it in her food when you get the opportunity," she told her daughter. As soon as Anita returned, she mixed it in a dish she personally prepared and went to visit Amara. Amara was overwhelmed with wedding planning and work, and Anita appeared, kinder than ever, checking on her, pretending devotion. She brought the dish and insisted, "You don't eat well anymore. I prepared something for you." Anita said. Amara smiled, touched by the care. She took it to the kitchen unaware of the poison lying in wait. Amara carefully warmed the food, humming a soft tune, her mind on the wedding and her fiancé, Josh. Just as she was about to eat, Josh called to ask her to hurry to the booked venue for a sudden urgent issue. Amara rushed out and promised to eat afterward. Anita tried to persuade her to eat first, but she rushed out, saying Josh needed her urgently. She went, leaving the food untouched in a container. When she returned, already satisfied, she placed the food in the freezer next to other meals she had prepared for herself. Anita, panicking but hiding it behind calm, waited for the phone call she expected, the confirmation that Amara had eaten that night. But it didn't come. Impatient, she called, pretending to check on her, and asked if she ate the food. Amara, wanting to avoid disappointing her friend, lied and said it had been delicious. She hid the truth, that she hadn't eaten it yet. Anita smiled, relief mingled with dark anticipation. But then became restless, wondering why Amara was still okay. She tried to stay calm but was too anxious and impatient. The next morning, Anita could not contain her impatience. She decided to visit Amara personally, pretending to check on her well-being. Amara welcomed her warmly, believing that the rift caused by Anita's jealousy had softened. She decided to fix her a meal. In the kitchen, Amara, unaware of the danger, pulled out a container from the freezer. Since they were similar, she did not realize it was the one she had stored earlier. The one Anita brought. She heated it and served it to Anita, smiling. Anita hesitated, seeing the food was similar to what she had prepared. She asked her, "Did you really eat the food Elle brought you?" "I took my time to prepare it for you," she said with a forced smile. Amara, still not wanting to create a rift with her friend, lied. "Yes, I did. And it was really delicious," she said with a smile. "This is food Elle prepared myself," she assured her. "Let me get you some juice," she said, moving back to the kitchen. Relieved and trusting Amara's pure heart, she started eating. Moments later, Anita's hand froze mid-bite. Pain seared through her abdomen. She collapsed onto the floor, pale and screaming. Amara, who had gone to get juice, rushed back in horror, dropping the glass and spilling the juice. Panic spread across her face. She ran to her friend, concerned, and called an ambulance, confused at what had happened. Anita was taken to hospital in a terrible condition. At the hospital, doctors rushed to save Anita. Amara frantically called Anita's mother, who arrived in tears. Josh, arriving soon after, tried to calm Amara, who was crying, scared and confused at what had happened to her friend. Josh stayed by Amara's side, trying to reassure her, everything will be alright. Hours later, Amara had stepped outside a bit. But on returning, she froze at the door when she heard Anita, weak but still conscious, telling her mother that she feared she had eaten the meal she had prepared for Amara. She cried, "Mom, do you have the antidote?" she asked, scared. The room fell silent. Anita's mother broke down, confirming that no antidote existed for the poison used. Amara broke down, shocked, unable to contain what she heard. They all turned and saw her. She ran away, shaken and hurting deeply. Scared, Anita's mom ran after her. She tried telling her it's not what she thought, but it was too late. Amara had already heard everything. She cried, screaming, telling her not to touch her, and she ran away crying, hurt at the betrayal. Josh found her. "My best friend tried to kill me," she cried. "No," he said slowly. She tried to kill herself, with your life. He held her, and started whispering comfort to calm her down. 2 days later, Anita's mother called Amara, begging for forgiveness. With tears streaming, she confessed the full plot, the jealousy, the poison, the plan. But the truth had arrived too late. Anita lost her life. Amara wept, not from hatred, but heartbreak. My friend died because she wanted my life. The wedding was postponed. Trust became a scar. But Amara survived. Josh stayed. He chose her. Every day. They later married happily. And Anita's story became a warning whispered among friends. Moral lesson. Jealousy is a slow poison. It first kills love, then reason, then the one who carries it. What belongs to you will come in its own time. Do not destroy others because you are waiting. This story reminds us that the closest knife often comes from the hand we trust. Protect your heart. Choose gratitude. And remember, not every smiling friend is safe. This is Betrayal Africa, where stories teach, warn, and heal. Until next time, choose peace over poison. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.